Welcome to my NFL Week 7 picks video. Last week I went 9-6 straight up and 8-7 against the spread. I will try to do better this week. I invite you to please play along and post your picks in the comment section. We start the week with an AFC North matchup. Pittsburgh invades Cincy to play the Bengals. Cincinnati is a 5.5 point home dog with the over under 43.5. Pittsburgh is on a 3-game winning streak, and after allowing 63 points in their first 2 games, they've only allowed 44 in the last 3. That is less than 15 points per game. Cincinnati has lost 4 straight, and during that streak they've scored 55 total points. That is just under 14 per game. On a short week with Flacco just getting to Cincinnati, it's just too much to ask. Steelers 24, Bengals 13. Next up, we have another London game, and it's the Rams and Jags. Jacksonville's a 3-point dog, and the over-under is 44.5. Both teams are 4-2 and are needing this game for playoff positioning. Puka is listed day to day as I am making this video, but I do not expect him to play because next week is the Rams bye week. For you fantasy guys, Brian Thomas Jr. had 12 receptions in his first 4 games, but 12 in his last 2, including his first touchdown of the season last week. It feels like I should be picking Jacksonville, but I got a hunch the Rams get the win. LA 24, Jags 20. Next up, we have the Saints traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. Chicago's a 5.5 point favorite, and over-under is 47. Chicago has won 3 straight, and while it's been hard on Caleb Williams, you can see his improvement during this winning streak. The first 2 games of the season, he averaged 208.5 yards passing, and the Bears were scoring 22.5 points a game. The last 3 games, Caleb Williams is averaging 254 yards passing per game, and the Bears are averaging 27 points per game. While the Saints lost to the Patriots last week, it was a close game and the Saints had their opportunities. During the Bears win streak, the Bears have forced 11 turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. Now the Saints, while they have their problems, they don't turn the ball over. Yes, they burned me last week, but I'm picking them in another upset this week. Saints 27, Bears 26. Next up, we have the Dolphins traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. Cleveland is a 3-point favorite. Yes, you heard me correct. The Browns are favored, and no, hell did not freeze over. The over-under is 40.5. Miami has more talent, but after 2 tough, close losses, do they get up this week? While the Browns got away from the run against the Steelers last week, I believe they won't this week. Fantasy prediction, Quinshon Judkins gets over 100 on the ground this week, and a not-so-fantasy prediction, Mike McDaniel gets fired after the loss. Browns 25, Dolphins 19. Next up, we have an AFC West matchup with the Raiders traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. KC is a massive 12-point favorite, and over-under is 45.5. The Chiefs get Rashee Rice back this week, and you combine that with the Chiefs averaging over 31 points per game the last 3 weeks, the AFC should be worried. For the Raiders, their blueprint is simple. In 2 wins, their defense allows 11.5 points per game. In 4 losses, they allow 31.5. Don't believe this to be a blowout, however. The last 3 games between these 2 teams have been decided by a total of 15 points. Unfortunately for Vegas fans, the Raiders lost all 3. Raiders cover, but Chiefs win. KC 31, Vegas 20. Next up, we have Philly traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Minnesota is a 2-point home dog with the over-under at 43.5. As I am making this video, it is unknown who will play quarterback for the Vikings, but I got a hunch Wentz will get the start against his old team. Both teams are rested as Philly played last Thursday, and the Vikings are fresh off a bye. 2 years ago, Philly started off 10-1, but finished 11-6 and got crushed in the opening round of the playoffs. Is history going to repeat itself, or can the Eagles bounce back? For Minnesota, they are littered with injuries, including 3 starting offensive linemen that are questionable for this week as I am making this video. What isn't questionable is Minnesota's defense. The Vikings defense is 5th in points allowed, and 9 players already have at least 1 sack this year. I think the Eagles slide will continue. Minnesota 23, Philly 20. Next up, we have Carolina traveling to the Big Apple to play the Jets. The Jets are a 1.5 point home dog and the over-under is 42. Fun facts, the Jets are last in passing yards, having an average of just over 144 a game, and Carolina's won 2 in a row, scoring 57 total points and getting 828 total yards of offense. This includes back-to-back over 200 yards rushing in both wins. I promise you the Jets will not go winless this year, but it's not this week. Panthers 25, Jets 15. Next up, we have New England traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. The Titans are a 7-point home dog and the over-under is 42. Usually when a team fires their head coach, that team comes out fighting and oftentimes you get a surprise win. But this game has Mike Vrabel coming back to Tennessee for the first time as the Patriots head coach. If you follow me on a regular basis, you know I don't really believe in revenge games, but I do think Vrabel wants payback, and against a struggling rookie quarterback, I think he gets it. Patriots 27, Titans 16. Now we start the afternoon games with the Giants traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. Denver is a 7-point favorite and over-under is 40.5. Denver is coming back from London while the Giants are fresh off a home Thursday victory. Jackson Dart's averaging almost 56 yards rushing per game in his first 3 starts, and in his 2 victories he has only passed 45 times, but in that lone loss he threw the ball 40 times. Denver's defense in her 3-game winning streak has allowed a total of 31 points, and they lead the NFL with 30 sacks already, and it's only mid-October. I'm dying to pick an upset here, but good teams at home usually don't lose to rookie quarterbacks no matter how well they run the football. Broncos 23, Giants 14. Next up, we have the Colts traveling west to LA to play the Chargers. LA is a 1.5 point favorite and over-under is 48.5. This is a game of playoff ramifications as the Colts are 5-1 and the Chargers are 4-2. In the 2 Charger losses, Herbert has thrown for under 200 yards in both games, but in 4 wins, he's thrown for over 235 in all 4 games. So far, the Colts are the NFL's highest scoring offense, and under new defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, the Colts are 4th in scoring defense, and they've created a turnover in every single game so far this year. 11 different Colts players have obtained a sack this year, and I bring that up because the Chargers have multiple offensive linemen on the injury report again this week. If healthy, I'd pick the Chargers, but they are not. Colts 28, Chargers 24. Next up, we have the Packers traveling to the desert to play the Cardinals. Arizona is a 6.5 point home dog and the over-under is 44.5. The Cardinals have lost 4 straight, and I'm pretty sure Kyler Murray won't play this week. Arizona has a bye next week and they play on Monday night, so Murray will save himself for that game. The Packers currently have the lead in the NFC North, but despite the Micah Parsons trade, the Packers have only 12 sacks in 5 games and have struggled somewhat on defense. Arizona struggled on offense even with Kyler Murray, so that kind of washes out. I think the game is closer than expected, but the Packers still win. Green Bay 26, Arizona 24. Next up, we have an old school NFC East rivalry with the Commanders invading Dallas. Dallas is a 2-point home dog and the over-under is 55. Jaden Daniels is back and when healthy is a legitimate MVP candidate. So is Dak Prescott, who is 2nd in the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns. If only Dallas had a defense which is currently worst in yards allowed and 2nd worst in points. Great news for the Commanders, however, because they lost on Monday Night Football on a last-second field goal. Fun fact, the Commanders have gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss all year, so let's stick with the trend. Washington 34, Dallas 31. After the game, defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus of the Cowboys will be fired. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football, and it's a good one as Atlanta travels west to San Francisco. The 49ers are a 2-point favorite and over-under is 47.5. Riding a 2-game win streak, the Falcons are making John Robinson a legitimate MVP candidate. His 484 rushing yards are 3rd in the NFL, but his 338 receiving yards have him on pace for over 1,000 yards receiving receiving for the year. Fun fact, despite quarterback issues, the 49ers lead the NFL in passing yards, and Atlanta leads the NFL with fewest passing yards allowed. Please note Atlanta is only one of 6 teams that's had a bye so far this year. But I like defense over offense, and Fred Warner, the Niners' best defensive player, is out for the year. If healthy, I would take the Niners, but as is, Falcons 25, San Fran 22. Next up is the game of the week, and the schedule makers put it on Monday Night Football as the Bucs head to Detroit to play the Lions. Detroit is a 5.5 point favorite, and over-under is 53. This could very easily be the NFC Championship preview, as in my opinion, these are the 2 best teams in the NFC, despite both teams dealing with injury issues. Both teams score a lot of points, and both teams have very good defenses despite allowing some points. After a loss, Dan Campbell is almost automatic in coming back with the following week with a win, but after the Brian Branch suspension, I'm not sure how the Lions secondary will hold up against who I have as the current NFL MVP in Baker Mayfield. If Branch played, I would take the Lions. Without Branch, I'm going Bucs. Tampa Bay 27, Detroit 25. Next up is the other Monday night game, and NFL stopped doing 2 Monday night games, but if you're gonna do it, have the better game on last, not first. But this game isn't bad, it's just not as good as Bucs Lions. It's Seattle hosting the Texans. The Seahawks are a 3.5 point favorite, and over under is 41. I will admit, I was really wrong about the Seahawks. They are 5th in scoring offense, 6th in scoring defense. Jackson Smith-Njigba is having a monster year, and despite not having a bye yet, they are 2nd in total rushing yards allowed and 2nd in rushing yards per attempt. This means CJ Stroud will have to win this game through the air. Houston's first 3 games, all losses, Stroud didn't pass for over 200 yards once. In both wins, he's gone over 200 passing yards both times. The Texans defense is elite, allowing an NFL best only 12.2 points per game, but can their offense muster enough against a very good Seahawks defense at home? I don't see it. Seahawks 19, Texans 14. These are my picks, but I really want to hear from you. Pick your favorite game or team, or pick all 15 games. Either way, I want to hear from you. Have a great week, and I hope to see you soon.